Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here again. Today, going to show you guys how to play the solo to Shine a Light by Mick Taylor and the Rolling Stones. Now, it's pretty much common knowledge, at least amongst guitar players, that Mick Taylor was the best guitar player that the Rolling Stones ever had in their lineup over their very long career. At least from a technical standpoint. A tenure which sadly only lasted for 3 or 4 short years during the early 70s. Now, the Rolling Stones aren't really acknowledged as having this long list of truly classic guitar solos held within their very large body of work. However, with that said, the majority of the best ones stem from Mick's time with the band. Tracks like Can't You Hear Me Knockin', Sway, Time Waits for No One, amongst many, many others, including some incredible live solos that he put down during his short time with the band. That list, of course, would definitely include the solo that we'll be looking at today, the gospel-tinged track Shine a Light from Exile on Main Street. And speaking of said solo, let's close in and learn how to play it, yeah? Alright then, the solo to Shine a Light by Mick Taylor and the Rolling Stones. So we are in standard tuning for this tutorial, and we're going to be soloing in the key of A minor. However, this track is in C major, yet they switch to A minor for the solo, and near the end of the solo they switch back to C major, but we're going to stay in the A minor pentatonic throughout, because the A minor pentatonic is the relative minor of C major, so we can solo using the same scale in both keys, right? So most of it going on here at the 12th fret position of the A minor pentatonic, and most of it going on here on the G, B, and the high E, 14, 13, 15, 12, 15, right? A lot of the solo going on right in that little box, starting on the 15th fret of the high E string with a full step bend. And that's the first lick of the solo right there. So we're going to bend that 15 a full step, pick it 5 times at the top, pick it one more time, and then release it off to 12. And then we're into that little lick on the 13-15 of the B. Finishing on the 15 of the B. Now we're going to take that 15, slide it into 17, and then back to 15. Into that little lick there. So just going basically right up the scale, right? Starting on the 15 of the high E, off to 12. Up to 15 of the B, then off to 13. Grab the 14 of the G, and then back to the 13. And then we're into this lick. So we're going to start with a pre-bend on the 15. Off to 13, back to 15, then grab the 14 of the G. And then 13 back onto 15 again. Then you're going to bend that 15 a full step, grab the 15 of the high E with your pinky, and then release that 15 as a pre-bend. Kind of like that. And that's about the first half of the solo. So let's recap. And then we're going to grab the 13 of the B string back into another full step bend of the 15 of the high E, and again you're going to pick it 4 or 5 times. And then you're going to release it off to 12. Into that lick. All in the pentatonic, right? A little rolling here on the 12s of the G and the D. finishes 12-14, 12-14 from the D to the G, and you finish with a double hit on that 14 of the G. And then we finish the main body of the solo with this. So we're going to grab the 12 of the G very quickly, 14, 12, 10 of the D, up to 12 of the A. When you go to the 12 of the A, you're going to go off to the 10, back onto the 12 of the A, a little back and forth here between the 10 of the D and the 12 of the A. And then you finally drop onto that 12 of the D and slide it into 14. And that's the end of the main body of the solo. So let's take it from the second half. Right, and now things get kind of quiet. We're going to do a little double hammer on from 12 to 14 of the G. Going to do the same thing on the D string, but only one hammer on, release it back to 12, and then slide it back to 10. Right, little pause, and then we're into this. So we're going to slide into 14 of the D, 12, 14 of the G. Little full step bend release of the 13 of the B. Little hammer on, 12 to 14 of the G, back to the 13. And then the last lick of the solo, we're just going to do a little play here on the 13, 15 of the B. It's a lick kind of like that, right? A little 13, 15, 13, 15 into a full step bend, 2 full step bends, I believe. Pre-bend release, off to 13, and then finish the solo on the 14 of the G. And that's how you play that one. So let's take it right from the very beginning, nice and slow, and then we'll be done. And there you have it. That is how you play the solo to Shine a Light by Mick Taylor and the Rolling Stones. Certainly hope you enjoyed that and found it helpful, and if you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind and helpful to the growth of my little channel. Hope you're well out there, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.